that the strength comes out. It works, it's called a potentiality. The more times you roll around inside that spool, that's how it's dictated the length. It's got a little stopwatch mechanism that'll tell you the time. Now, with that, we notice that the tendo only has one point and it comes out in one direction. So the place where you set the tendo unit at is extremely important. What you're trying to measure is, if we think about a graph, we're measuring one direction, we're measuring the y-axis. That's all that we can measure. So we need to make sure that the tendo is set up directly underneath wherever you're going to be lifting. Otherwise, you're trying to measure the hypotenuse, and that's not what the actual movement that you're doing is. And that can throw the velocity off. So that's a downside. I'm not going to say downside to it, but that's something that you've got to pay attention to and know and understand. Let's say if I'm doing a hang clean, and I'm going to head back here, and I'm getting weird and I'm like, oh, man, I feel like I'm moving a lot faster than that. Step up. Oh, okay. Then they're right on. There's some other units now that are wireless, and that some attach to the barbell, some attach to the limb. I like the stuff that attaches to the barbell because that's actually measuring bar velocity, and that's what all the research and work that's been done. The Shimmerware has got an x-axis correction, so it's not quite as vitally important as to where it goes, right? Because as long as the slot is facing the correct direction, it doesn't matter if I'm doing clean back there. It's tracking the bar path anyway. So that's the function of it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do some squats, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, we're going to basically run this as I would in a regular workout. So Robert's going to go ahead and she's going to get over here. So nice little warm-up in. She's going to do 5 reps. 155, 159, 158. Okay, 157. Now, is there anything that we notice that's going on while he's squatting? He's coming up onto his toes. Okay, that's a very common issue that's going to happen whenever you squat with the tendo. Why are they trying to do that? Why are they coming up on their toes? More distance, more time spent in acceleration, more time spent in acceleration, greater velocity. Is that necessarily a bad thing? Well, no, it's not a bad thing. It's just one of the things that it is what it is. Okay, it's a different movement. So if you want to do the traditional squat, what do we need to do? Keep your heels flat on the ground. So we can. 130, 142, 146. Your heels stand like that. Those last two don't count. 141. Do another. And 138. Now you'll notice that as soon as he started getting the feedback of the velocity, what happened? He started moving faster. I didn't tell him go faster, go faster, go faster. He got the feedback, he wanted to hit the high score. So what by that 3rd rep did he do? Went back up to his toes because he's trying to set the high score. He's getting that's the effective feedback. That you don't have to tell somebody to go harder, to work faster, they just will. Let's go ahead and increase the load, whatever you want to increase it to. Now, one of the keys to it, in my opinion, of dealing with velocity is that what we want to do is watch him first, look over and catch the velocity second. If I miss a velocity in a repetition, what was that 3 reps ago? 155. What can I not do? I cannot look back in my memory of what I did not see to be able to coach him on the move. Okay, the technique, you always want to refine the technique. Now, one of the things that I also noticed, just going along with this, and I'm trying to talk on other things too to give him rest and not wear him out over the course of time, is let's watch from his knees down on his next set of squats. It's going to do 5 reps. One, two, three. Watch at the bottom. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 3. Back it up. See inversion and his heels lift up a little bit, right? So it could be one of two things. And this is one of the things that we always coach. I'm not going to coach him to turn out on his feet. I'm not going to do that at all. Let's go with your knees pushing them out a little bit harder in the next set. Let's do 3 reps here to see what happens. And I think I know what else is going on by the heel. What's going on with the heels. Okay, heels are still coming up. And feet aren't inverted. That was 1, 1, 4, 1 more rep. 1, 1, 3. Go ahead and rack it up. Now everything that you do, in my opinion, I know I'm getting off topic of velocity. Let's go ahead and snap another load increase. Whatever you want. So we saw that it went from 1, 5, 1, 4 to 1, 1 after we went up 30 kilos. Okay, so we're going to see what happens as we go up with the load increase again. Everything that you do is an assessment. Everything that you do is an assessment. You're watching the athlete's technique. Why are they doing what they're doing? Okay, well, his heels are coming up as he's going down to the bottom position of the squat. Now, some people will be looking at it, they'll be, well, maybe that could be hip mobility. Well, it could. It might go in a little bit of a posterior pelvic tilt. But we've also got to go back and we've got to break down things from a biomechanical and kinesiological perspective. What muscles cross the ankle joint? Okay, what crosses the talocrural joint? Well, the calves do, okay? The calves are made up of what 2 muscles? Gastrocnemius and soleus. Now, only one of those muscles cross the knee joint, okay? And this is one of the things that I get on whenever people start talking about the knee squat when they're going for slam pulls. Well, the gastrocnemius crosses the knee and attaches on the tibial plateau. The soleus does not cross the knee joint. So, for a muscle to be causing an issue, it's got to be put at maximal length. So for a tight muscle and cause restriction, it's got to be maximal length, right? So, if I bend my knees, and I know that my gastroc crosses 2 joints, is it ever going to be at maximal length after I bend my knees? No, it's not. So what that indicates to me is that Robbie's possibly got some tight soleus that's causing a restriction in dorsiflexion that's making his heel come up. All right? So what do we do for that? Let me tell you one thing. Here's my pet peeve. Everybody thinks, oh, deep squat. They didn't do well in the deep squat until they put their heels up. Let's go stretch them on the slam board. Straight leg on the slam board. It doesn't work. Why does it not work? Because you're approaching the wrong muscle. Gastrocnemius, soleus. It's like if I am wanting to fill up my gas tank, and I go and I put the gas in my transmission. Well, I'm screwing 2 things up. 1, my transmission screws. I put gasoline in it. And 2, I don't have any more gas in the tank. So I've been approaching the wrong issue. So what I would recommend for Robbie to do before he does this next set is do some bent-legged calf stretching. Okay, that's straight legged. So why don't you just bend knee like you're upside. Oh yeah, you can't really bend it very far either. I'm 30. How old year is this? 2016, I'm going to be 37 this year. I've got to replace him. And I've got more length focus than these guys. I think we found what our issue is, why his heels are coming in. So everything's an assessment. We always pay attention. Remember what we said, technique is key. You need to improve the athlete's technique, dial in and hit, and you need to improve the strength of the muscles and make sure they're working at their proper strength and proper sequence. Now let's go ahead and see what happens with this next set. What was our speed in the last one? 1, 1. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. Let's do 3 or 4 reps here. Nice and tight. Oh, it's coming up. 0.96. 104. 105. Now his heels are coming up, so I'm not going to count those faster reps if I'm trying to go with heels flat on the ground. Yes?
You ever put any EMG, any electrodes on the calf, whatever, see how much of that's actually activation versus follow through? Could we follow through regard to?
Have I done that? Have I put an EMG on there? No, I've not. We've got a surface EMG that I've got access to, but it's one of those things I've never done because it really doesn't matter. If I set a parameter down of what needs to be happening, that's what I'm going to be following. It's more of a discipline thing today than biomechanical. Let's go.
So the same thing in sprint, we have a lot of follow-through in sprint, there's no force application, but there's still movement.
Anytime that you are going through a follow-through, try to remember seeing some of the stuff that Dr. Guess on one of the studies that we did. We were looking at a flat-footed jump versus a dorsiflexion, a jump with plantar flexion, and the jump without plantar flexion was much significantly lower. So I would only think that you're trying to apply force, if you're trying to apply force vertically, if you're leaning with the heels, because you're thinking about trying to get to the highest velocity possible, you're going to be getting that extra muscular effort.
Does the same thing occur at heavy weights?
Yes, you'll still see that occur at heavy weights. You still will. I saw Ziggy Hood would come up off of the box onto his toes with 675. So they'll still be doing that at the heavier weights. Now we've seen progression. We started out with the 1-4s. Okay. Well, with the 1-4s, do you guys remember what we'd be training? Starting strength. We'd be starting strength. Okay. Then we went up a little bit heavier to the wedge, so that's 50, 70 kilos. We're back down into the 1-1s, 1-2s, 1-3s. Okay, so then we're training in the speed strength zone. So speed strength is our goal for the day. We're at the perfect appropriate weight. Now, he was moving at about 108, 0.96, upper 0.9s to lower 0.1s. Starts coming up on his toes and he's moving faster. Well, we're moving in this strength speed zone for the most part. Upper end of it. Let's see what happens whenever we have some more load up. So if you remember one of the final points that we had in our presentation was it doesn't matter what you do, it matters how you do it. It matters that the stimulus was imposed, that the demand was imposed. It doesn't matter the exercise in and of itself. It matters how it was performed. Whenever you're ready to sit a double trigger, whatever you want. Just work on keeping the heels down. Okay, 0.78. 0.81. 0.81. Good. Notice first rep was slower, second and third rep were at the same speed. You got the feedback from the first rep, like, no, I got it. Do I have to push him to do that? No. It's something that's intrinsic within him. He knows what he's trying to develop. Well, so for this set, what was this completely appropriate for? What trait? Strength speed. And if we were trying to work strength speed, we would just stay at this load and continue on for the rest of our sets. Okay? Well, today we want to hit accelerator strength. So what do we need to do? Increase the load. Add the load up, add more load up. Now, just piggybacking off of that last statement, it doesn't matter what you do, it matters how you do it. A recent study came out that I thought was the end-all be-all, in my opinion, for the debate about Olympic lifting versus plyometrics. And the study came out, it was a meta-analysis in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, looking at Olympic lifts versus plyometrics and power improvement. And the study title was Weightlifting is an Effective Means of Improving Power for Athletes as far as it's demonstrated in vertical jump. And a lot of people have taken it and ran with it. Be like, this is why you got to lift. This is why you got to lift. This is why you got to lift. If you read the article, it said that the Olympic lifts were just as effective at improving power as plyometrics. Just as effective as plyometrics. It doesn't matter what you do. Can you use Olympic lifts to improve power? You absolutely can. Can you use squats to improve power? You absolutely can. Can you use jumps to improve power? You absolutely can. It does not matter what the stimulus is. as long as it is imposing that demand for you to adapt to of that stimulus. Remember, we were talking about the cleans, and there was no relationship with the cleans and the vertical jump. We were not imposing that, we're not demanding that explosive strength, so we didn't adapt to it. Whenever we made the velocity parameter, they did, because that was the demand that we imposed. Okay, let's hit a double trick here and see what happens. Power up. 163. Hit it. 6-7. And that's what I'm calling for today. Okay? For accelerated strength, this is where we need to be at. Now we see what happened as the load went up. The more we went up, the slower he got. And it happened in such a linear manner to where once you've been doing this for a while, you can pretty much predict what load the person needs to go to in their next set. Okay, so if we were to go, let's say that we wanted 5-5 as our goal today, I'd say going 15 pounds. I'm not going to make you do that. Just kind of looking at me like, go up again, man, screw you. But if that was our goal, let's say that we had 0.55 as our goal today, like, all right, 15 more pounds, let's go. That's going to be your next set. So the linear relationship makes it fairly easy to predict what the loads are going to be after you get some familiarity with it. You see what their jumps were and how that related to the velocity in the earlier sets. You know how it's going to affect it in the later sets. Because it is, as long as they're putting out the maximum intent, it is a very, very just straight line relationship. The same thing exists for other things. If we want to do the bench press or the deadlift, we're going to be seeing those same patterns going on. And again, we would still have to worry about the position of the unit to make sure that it's set up straight. What questions do you guys have on this? Yes?
With velocity in mind, obviously under high load, you're going to have some endocrine response. Have you seen any kind of changes in hormones with the velocity-based stuff, with speed stuff?
Changing the hormonal response? Yeah. We never looked at it. And the reason why we haven't is because the salivary testosterone cortisol kit, $150 a pop. So we haven't looked at it. Now, there is some studies by Izquierdo that looked at hormonal responses from fatigue as related to velocity. And the hormonal responses were perfectly in line with the velocity. So movement, let's see, what was it? Velocity loss as a predictor of hormonal impact or something like that. Indicator of neural hormonal fatigue. And it was like a 0.85, 0.9 R squared. It was very, very closely related to the hormonal status, hormonal impact. Because you're looking at fatigue and how many repetitions away from fatigue you want. And that's another thing that you can actually do is another study by Gonzalez-Medillo this year ago. They looked at and Milan, in that paper that I posted with the graph that went all up and down, he actually reorganized the data to make it easier to understand that you could have like a stop. If I wanted to stop 3 reps away from fatigue, from failure, I would stop at 0.45 meters per second. If it was 0.5, 5 reps away, it's this speed. So you can use that as an indicator as well. What are those speeds that he had right off the top of my head? I can't remember. Because I've never really used that, but it's definitely something you can do. And that would allow you to know if you wanted to increase lactate, right? If you wanted to, if through the lactate, you're going to improve growth hormone and possibly testosterone response as well. So that's one of the other ways you can look at it. You have a question?
That was sort of along the same lines of what I was going to ask. If there's different strength qualities or maybe specific phases where you might try to max out the number of reps you can get in that velocity bracket. Like if you have, if we're going for accelerative strength and he's in the very, top of those velocities, would you increase intensity or continue to add sets until he falls below that, like with your cutoffs, or is there a time and place for that kind of thing, or how would you implement some?
So if let's say that I'm in what my training goal is. If my goal is to improve capacity, then I'm going to try and improve the numbers of sets. If my goal is to improve power, I'm going to stay with my set, with my previously determined number of sets. I'm going to try and hit with the highest intensity, the highest load for that given day. So that's, it varies depending on what your goal is. But you could do either way. But if you're trying to improve power, I wouldn't be improving the number of sets.
Right.
I would stick with that set, that predetermined number of sets and go with the higher intensity. That answer it?
Yeah, cool. That's exactly it.
Yes.
Have you ever used artificial cannoli to track RFD or time velocity?
I have not used those. I have not used them because I haven't had the need since I've got linear position transducers. Now I know that there's a couple of studies out there now that are saying the camera-based sensors are reasonably accurate. Greg Knuckles was talking about one a couple months ago. I can't remember what app he was talking about. It was an iPhone app that he was using. Provided that you have got the set distance, right, so that the app knows what the distance is that you're moving. So they know that the standard plane is a certain height. I can't remember what that is. So they know if they can take what that distance is, they know whenever that is moving in proportion with you that you moved. If it moves Y, then it knows you moved X. And they simply will divide out from the time when it'll give you a mean velocity. Now, I don't know how they do the peak velocity in that. Because honestly, I'm just not that smart. I'm not a biometrics.
Brad, the way you call it,
ETSU, or whenever he's in Lake Placid. Whenever Brad was in Lake Placid.
These guys all have pretty decent 40 times. They're out of 4, right in that area. So, we'll start out just with what we call an A walk. So basically what I'm thinking about is I'm thinking about being tall on a stance leg. I want a good shin angle when I get there. I have my toe under my knee. Football players are notorious for overstriding. So I like the toe under the knee with everything. Dorsiflexion. Basically we're coming up, waist high, there's no higher than waist high. Head shin angle. So nice and tall, so we're being measured for our height. Okay, so A walk, ready, go. And also how we finish.
Okay, on the left guy looks like Chinadu.
Now, Anthony, this guy right here, he's one of my projects for the detail because he ran a 4.31 in here last year, so sometimes he forgets about the detail because he thinks he can get it done without the technique. What I want you to do is point your feet straight ahead this time, keep your eyes up. Ready? Go. I'm all about the little things. I think it's very important. We're talking about perfect technique. Any drill that we have, I don't want to see the sole of their shoe. I want piston-like movement with everything. So we don't do anything cyclical. You'll never see me even think about doing a bike kick. Okay? Everything is piston-like. Punch and drive. Pretty simple. Let's A-skip now. A-skip. There you go. Tempo A-skip. We're going to up-tempo the drill. Okay, so we want to really pop off the ground. Ready, go. Now I want dorsiflexion. Yeah. Okay, so there's a couple different scissors drills that we
See how relaxed they look when they do it too.
And some of you may have
It's so efficient.
challenges teaching people how to bound. I have a real simple process of teaching people how to bound. So I'm going to show you that right now. That's part of the problem. So guys, come on out here a little bit. we're going to do scissors on command. Okay, go hop to it. Stationary. Right leg up. Stay balanced up. Ready, go. 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 Okay. Rest. Now, what I don't want is I don't want one of these legs lagging behind. I want to be in full stance and flexion at the same time. So I'm going to move both legs fast. I want you to try to move your legs fast now. Fast with scissors. Right leg up. Go. 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 All right. All right, again. Try to put your toes on the straight edge. Okay. Try to be more upright. Try to stay tall. Hips tall. Hips tall. Okay, now I'm going to up the tempo. So when we fast with scissors, I'm going to up the tempo. Ready? Go. 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 All right. Okay, so next you're going to move the drill to me. Scissors, march. Scissors, march. Ready, go. Okay, so one of the main problems you're going to have when you teach people to balance proper front side mechanics. That's basically what we're working on right now, is teaching them proper front side mechanics. If you don't have proper front side mechanics, you're not going to put any force on the ground. Okay, so you got to have space to apply force. Okay, now I'm going to have them do the same thing, but now I'm going to have them think about projecting their hips just a little bit further on each step. Maybe another 3 inches. So projecting my hips that way about 3 more inches on every stride. Ready? Go. Okay? So I haven't said anything about a bound yet. Just working scissors action, because that's what bounding is and that's what running is. So now what I'm going to have them do is give me about 3 or 4 approach steps, and I want them to think about gaining even a little more ground with that scissors action again. Okay, so just going into it, give me about 4 or 5 scissors marches. Okay, projecting your hips about a foot through the air. Ready? Go. So guess what that starts to look like? A bound. Okay? So now what I want you to do is give me about 6 strides going in, and then give me about 6 strides that would be scissors / bounding. So now you're thinking about projecting your hips a little bit further through the air. Ready? Go. Okay. So that looks pretty good. Okay, so what I want them to do next is just line up on one of those lines and line a little bit. And from a static position, a standing position, and they can get into what we call, this is our favorite thing, as far as stances go, it starts crouch stance. Okay, my hips are higher than my shoulders. Arms split, weight on both feet. Make sure I got pressure on the back foot so I can get an elastic response out of that first step. Okay, so from that standing position or crouch stance position, I want you to give me 8 bounds for distance. 8 steps. Get as far as you can. Whenever you're ready. Now you can see what Anthony does very well. Puts force in the ground. I have never seen anybody bound like Anthony Scott. And he can go about 12 feet. in between mini hurdles off a fly-in. These other guys aren't bad either, okay? All right, so one more time out of a standing position. Whenever you're ready. All right, good. So we quickly taught them how to bound. Get one up. So the biggest challenge you're going to have, obviously, is going to be your linemen if you want to teach them how to bound. That teaching process right there will work if they have some degree of athleticism. That's the key. Okay. So another, we do a drill called Ralph Mann drill. That's what Jeff Hauser told me it was called one time, Ralph Mann drill. Some of you read Ralph Mann's book, I'm sure. I call it 20 and 5 because what I want to do is get 20 steps in 5 yards and just rapid knee lift. So we're trying to pop that foot off the ground, working the arm rotation from the shoulders. Okay, give me 20 reps fast. Up nice and tall with the hips. Ready? Go. Good. So we're trying to get 20 reps in minimum time. We'll rest and do that one more time. So that's our 20 and 5. While we're resting, Chris, go ahead and show the scissor skip drill. So just start with your right leg up. So this is another variation. He scissors and then skips. It's another little variation of the scissors drill. So we like that one too. I also like a skip with a med ball out here. Okay, to stabilize. Any drill you see us do, we also do with overhead objects. We'll start with a dowel. We'll move to progressively heavier med balls. And the reason that we use the med ball or a dowel is when you have that object behind the ears, you're not going to be in anterior pelvic tilt. Okay, once that object comes here, your hips are going to go back. So you keep the object behind the ears, whatever it might be. So I like med balls, of course, because we can increase the weight as we go. Let's go ahead and hit 20 and 5 one more time. Ready? Go! Go up. Good. Arm rotation, arm stroke has got to come from the shoulder. Okay, so Kevin McNair basically taught me that about 3 decades ago. Rotate from the shoulder. Use the large muscle mass of the shoulder. Don't run elbow to fingertip. Throw that hand back through the hip to make sure you get maximum force in the ground with the opposite leg. Hand comes to the midline. What Kevin liked to do, he liked to come sternum level and then see space between the hip and the hand back here, particularly through acceleration, overcome inertia. All right, let's go down. We're going to do wall drill down here. So we'll move down here against the wall.
Make your way down.
Just push those crowds up just a little bit.
So what we're trying to do now is trying to groove the acceleration pattern. So I'm going to tell them to give me a sharper angle now. Get their feet back a little bit. Okay, hands on the wall. Keep moving back. About right there. Hips under. Hips under. Go back some, man. Okay, hips under. Okay, so what's going to happen now is they're going to keep the toe under the knee. But when I say go, they're going to try to drive their knee toward the midline and keep the foot closer to the ground and keep that angle just like this, guys, right in here, straight. And then bring it back when I say back. I'll say go, I'll say back. All right, we got right leg. Ready? Go. Back. Go. Back. Go. Back. Go. Back. Other side. Keep it low and strain. Go. Back. Go. Back. Go. Back. Go. Back. Go. Back. Okay? Rest. Okay, so next in the progression, I'll say go, they'll bring it forward and back on their own fast. Ready. Right leg. Go. 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 Toe up. Go. Stay low. Go. Go. Strain. Go. Go. Other side. Hips under. Go. 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 Low heel. Go. 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 Good. Okay, now we'll start with one leg up and what we call a post chop. Okay. So if we were going to do a single leg post chop stationary or moving, it would look like that. And I want it to look like you stepped on a nail. Okay, so you want to get back off of it. So we're going to go right side. Right leg up. Hips under. Go. Faster. Go. 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 Good.
How puts the height of the leg is on the ground, the second leg?
The height of the second leg.
Yeah, are you looking for anything there?
I don't know what you mean by, you talk about the swing leg?
This one.
Okay, I want to keep my body, and right now we're trying to keep our body at about 40 degrees. So I want the leg to return to where it came from. Yeah. All right, here we go, other side. Good hit. Give me a knee angle. Go. 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 Good. Okay, so we're working technical aspects, but we're also getting a lot of other good work in. Okay, we're working fast, even though we're not sprinting. Okay, we're telling our body to move fast, and at the same time, we're going to get some conditioning out of it as well. Okay? So it serves as a good warm-up. All right, scissors. Okay, right leg up. So move back a little bit with that back foot. There you go. Hips under. Go. 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 Good. Okay, so I can do as many sets of those as I decide to. I may want to put more focus on the wall drill some days than others, but I like to use it as a warm-up on acceleration days. Okay, so we'll do one more drill here. So we're actually going to run now, but we want to make sure that our foot comes back to the place where we started, and we want to make sure that we're still staying in that acceleration type range of movement. We're keeping that heel low, keeping that fixed knee angle, toe under the knee. Going about a 10-second bout. Ready? So this is not a high knees drill. Not a high knees drill. We're going to try to punch the knee out. The other thing I'm trying to do is punch my knee toward the midline and get my hip through. Okay, so if we were looking to try to work improving our flexibility front to back, go ahead and bring that leg out front, your right leg. Okay, punch that hip through. Okay, drive that those toes and knee toward the wall, keeping that hip through so we're straining right there. We might hold that for a certain amount of time. All right, here we go, 10 seconds. Ready? Right leg up. Go. Stay low with the heel in. Time. Okay, good. All right, so next we'll go to prowler push. Same concept with the prowler push. We're going to have a high position with the hands with the prowler, same angle from head to contact foot. Basically going to bring that swing leg out, fixed angle in the knee joint, toe up. The angle of the torso will mimic the angle of the shin. The thigh is the hammer, the shin is the nail, and I'm thinking about driving the sled with my hip. Okay, and I'm going to stay in that nice position with my hips underneath. Never like this. Okay? Always here. All right, so let's just go ahead and march that sled out about 20 meters. Chris has got really good acceleration mechanics. Feeling that in the hip. Obviously, we can have more weight. We don't really need to have a whole lot of weight. We want to be technically sound here. Okay, so. And if we want to grind people, we make them get down on the low bars. But we're not working technique then. We're trying to develop strength. Okay, any questions there? We'll move on to strain and separate. All right? Sprinting, okay? So all I want him to do is give me a shin angle in the front, back leg back, hips under, leg at 90, and he's basically straining now front to back. So this also would be possibly part of our warm-up or cool-down, or if we wanted to work a whole segment of scissors action type drills to bring that hip up a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to have him switch feet to strength. Ready? Go. So working the scissors action. Go. Go. Good. All right, good. That's simple. Strain and separate. So we usually use about a 10-inch box for that. And we also have a whole sequence of things that we'll do there. We'll do fast scissors drills. Sometimes we'll give them a time limit. And basically, they'll get as many reps as they can within that segment of time. It could be 10 or 20 seconds. And the other thing I like to do is I like to do an ISO hold if we're trying to work strength. So I may grab one of those med balls. Don't matter. So we're doing functional strengthening at the end of the workout. I may choose this as one of the things to do. He's got that med ball behind the ears. So he'll hold that, straighten that back leg. So he'll hold that for 30 seconds, for instance. Sometimes we use a weighted vest. And that's, you'll feel that. Okay. Okay, good. All right, hip flexion.
Bands are on the box.
I want you to do this laying on the ground. So we like to work. You can do this in standing position as well. Obviously, hip flexors, I think it's really a total of about 9 muscle groups. We put all small muscle groups involved. So it's very important, but it's very highly neglected. So what we're going to do is hold. So we're going to go up. Down. Okay, up. Hold. 1. Up. 2. Up. 3. Up. 4. Up. 5. Up. 6. Up. 7. Up. 8. Up. 9. Up. 10. Give me 10 quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anybody feel that? So, let's do one more set. Other side. Up. Toe up. 1. Up. 2. Up. 3. Up. 5. Up. 6. Up. 7. Up. 8. Up. 9. Up. 10. All right, now what I want you to do is alternate legs on my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Okay, so a couple different variations you can do there, but you're really going to feel that in that area. Okay, let's move over here to these hurdles. Bring that knee up.
You right?
So that's another thing that we really like for developing hip flexion. All right, so we're over here.
Ever.
You got some face that way.
I can actually listen.
Let's start out this first with the scissors. Now the difference between the way we're going to do the scissors and the bent knee skip drill is we're trying to work for maximum speed. We're trying to activate the hip flexors. So I want him to bounce over those hurdles quickly. Okay, here we go. Straight leg. Here we go. Quick. Go. Get over here on these hurdles. Go. There we go. All right, good. Come on back. You over her. Let's go. Straight leg. Go. Go. Okay. And then one variation I like off of that is over 3 back 1. Don't let me try to do this with Chris out there. We do it pretty often. Ready? Go. Over 3. And back 1. Over 3. Back 1. Finish out. So I like that. The next one just goes simple. Facing me right here in the middle of the hurdle. Bent knee skip. So what I want you to try to do is drive your knee up under your chin and keep your toe under your knee. Okay, we're moving fast. Go. Quick, quick, quick. Go. Good, good, good. Okay, so then we'll do the same thing. Over 3, back 1. And then of course you can add med balls overhead to this drill too as well. So that's definitely one of the drills that we do quite frequently to try and activate the hip flexor. Okay, so multi-jumps. Let's go over here. Today we just do we like this sequence. Start on the blocks. 1, 2. Drive my feet to the ground. Okay, so I'm trying to straighten my legs, but at the same time, I'm already thinking about getting off the ground over the 2 hurdles, then I'm going to stop on the box. So as quick as I can go over the hurdles, stop on the box. Go. I like this drill because it has, as far as I'm concerned, a vertical and horizontal component. There we go. And then you can manipulate the height of the hurdles and boxes, of course. There we go, buddy. Is that hand guard? You can get that natural fall off the ground. Technically not the best guy, but he's got that gift. So we do 4 rounds of that. Usually. I'm just kind of going through a workout right now. Okay, so back over here. So we want to work lower leg today to get distance. I'm looking for them to bring their toes up to the ceiling and give me some height. I want to work the lower leg and I want to feel it in the lower leg. Okay, so right leg. Go. 3 hops, stop. That's it. Usually we'll do this for about 30 yards. Okay, so we'll go right leg, left leg. Normally about no more than 4 trips total. So we go right leg, left leg. We might do that again. And then we'd move to continuous. So Chris, go ahead and hit continuous either leg. Okay, one thing he's doing there that I don't want, and it's just subtle, but he's bringing that heel up. Okay, in this drill, I don't want to cycle the heel. I don't want to bring the heel up. I'm trying to bring the toes up. Let's try continuous again, left leg. Both of you guys will go together. Left leg going back. Ready, go. Sit, toes up, toes up. So there's a lot of different things we can do for lower leg, but basically that's, in this particular workout, what we'll be doing, and the volume that we will be doing on this particular day.
How much knee flexion?
Just slight. Just slight. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really trying to use my hip. Okay, but I'm going to have some degree of it. Okay, so then we went to a single leg bound. All this is a hop through the hurdles now. So these guys will come over here. About 3 or 4 steps into it, either leg, hopping through these hurdles. Right. So that's pretty close for him. Okay, so what I want him to do now is slow down and not bring his heel back. But these are pretty close. Usually these guys will go out to about 7.5 and 8 feet. Try to get a little bit more height. That's it, a little more height. Toes up. Okay, good. Okay. One more time. Just come around this way and go that way again. Jog back. So we would keep expanding the hurdles if the technique is sound. But again, we're not trying to cycle the heel. All right, ready. That's it, toes up, good, that's it. On balls of feet, stay on balls of feet. Good. Okay, so that'd be more of a horizontal type of single leg bound. And we do a lot of bounding over mini hurdles, both 2 and 4 inch mini hurdles. We got homemade hurdles, as you can see here. Because I want to get into hip flexion, but I don't want to be too far off the ground because I want to get back to the ground. Because we are acceleration animals. Okay, so that's basically what we want to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up the run rock. All right, let's go ahead. On the wall drill. Okay, low to heel. Okay, driving with the hip. Eyes in the cup. There we go. All we're doing is marching. Okay, give me more separation. Over to you. That's it. Good. So eyes in the cup. His eyes in the color. He's still acceleration mode. Here we go. Good. That's good. Good. Very good. He's going to keep his eyes on that tape. He's going to bring them up as he runs. Whenever you're ready. Good. Okay, little tall, push. Through me. Good. Push. Good. Now that will smoke your... Go. Good. Just keep it up probably to about 18 or 20 on the resistance. This is good too because he is a defensive back. Good. Where'd you feel that? As well, not this particular workout. Whenever you're ready, buddy. Okay, so that right there is what we like. So go out to about 12 feet. Yeah, that's probably the most I've seen as far as alternate bounding in relationship to power and being able to generate that much power, project the hips that far. So that's the thing Anthony does the best. We hope he's going to run for a lot of touchdowns this year too. Anybody have any questions? Okay, what I'd like to do is sometime in May, preferably.